Hey guys, what's going on? So Kingsraid recently released a developer note about solo time, and I want to dive a bit into that, but first, quick explanation for those that are confused about solo time, because it is a pretty curious little mechanic here in this game that I haven't really seen anywhere else, so without further ado, here we are in a battle, so I'm going to show you what's going on. So let's cast Cassandra's first skill, first of all. And it was kind of hidden by the DPS numbers up there, but you could still see. So when the screen goes dark and you cannot see claws anymore, this is skill solo time. The red bar above her head is the animation for the casting or the casting time, and that doesn't directly tie into solo time. Some heroes have a very short solo time and a longer casting time. Some special heroes like Leo have very long skill solo time and also a long animation. And also it goes for nearly the entire duration of its casting time as well. So ultimately, since all heroes have different skill solo time and different casting speeds, it really comes down to you to figure out what specifically that hero's skill solo times are and their casting duration as well to more effectively use them in something like arena or hard content. So that's basically skill solo time. There's actually not too much more to it. So why it's important now is because they are changing the way this works, and in my opinion for the better. I said this a while ago that I think it's kind of weird that buffs and debuffs keep rolling along while cooldowns stop. That's how it works currently before the November 28th patch, but after this patch, the buffs and debuffs should all freeze along with the cooldown. And this is very good because that means your buffs and debuffs will last as long as they should, not taking solo time into consideration. So solo time isn't getting removed, it's just changing the way it handles buffs and debuffs. They say heroes buff/debuff skill duration was designed to flow even during skill cast solo time. This has caused a well-known issue. Actual skill duration is shorter than the skill description. And then they give an example of Reyna's second skill, Sharp End, where it increases attack crit chance for 10 seconds with a 10-second cooldown. But the skill buff actually ends much faster in the battle because of solo time, so they're hoping to fix this. They say it may cause a lot of other balance issues, and I can definitely imagine that when you're changing a core mechanic to the game, of course that can cause problems. So what they're doing to change it is that buffs and debuffs duration will stop as well as cooldowns during solo time, which again is amazing. The duration should last as long as it says it does after the patch. But they also say here all heroes solo time will be nerfed. So that means everyone is getting a shorter solo time. They say here, which is kind of interesting, they say the bug will be fixed where buff/debuff skill duration was different from actual tooltip. But please remember that you might see skill duration is actually longer than before. This might cause another balance problem. So of course it's kind of hard to say if the skill duration will actually be longer or if it'll just be right now, because literally nothing happens in solo time except one of your heroes casting a skill, but whatever, we get what they mean. So to sort of counter that a little bit, they say they're going to nerf some skill solo time for several heroes who have longer solo time. They actually said they're going to do that for all heroes, and then they say some, so I'm not too sure, and then they say example Leo and Baudouin. As you can see, Leo does have a very long solo time and a very long casting animation, and he's in solo time pretty much that entire duration. And that's basically it. They say they're going to be doing tests, making sure everything's good to go. They also say the battle duration might be shorter than before in the battles that need a group of heroes such as the world boss, because of course many or all heroes' skill solo times are getting nerfed, which means you'll see less of this black screen, which, you know, is a welcome sight. But yeah, I guess we'll have to see what their final decision is. Personally, as long as the buffs last as long as they say they're gonna last, I'll be a happy camper. Don't really care if they have shorter skill solo times. Of course, I'm not too sure what this means in general. Like, if they're really gonna hit Leo hard, he's not gonna be as good because he'll probably still have that long ass casting time without the freezing protection of solo time. And we also have to think about heroes like Baudouin, who has a 7-second invincibility shield, which will now last a true 7 seconds. Before, if there are a lot of heroes getting off these long solo time skills in the beginning of an arena battle, for example, he may actually have his shield up for maybe 3 seconds or something, because during solo time, his shield would still be going down but no one can do anything during solo time except that one hero casting that one skill. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see what they eventually do end up doing. And yeah, that'll be it. Make sure to drop a comment down below telling me what you think about this change, if you think it's a good change, if you think it's a bad change, what any problems you might think could come up from changing this. Drop them down in the comments below, and sorry for that weird ass sentence. Thanks, as always, for watching, and until next time. And as always, a big thanks to my supporters over on Patreon.